everybody. It's Wednesday. It's the 9th of June, and we are one day away from the solar eclipse and the new moon in Gemini. Wah, right? How are you guys feeling? It's a lot of interesting energy. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sabrina. It's a lot of interesting energy, and it feels like a, moment to moment, breath by breath situation. But there's a few things that you do need to know. Even though the solar eclipse tomorrow closes this eclipse portal, the energy of eclipses, what we learn within them and what they open up and activate within us, it doesn't just it doesn't close the door and then it's like over. This is the reverberations of what we have learned during this eclipse portal time will be felt for the rest of the year. So just remember that. It's not an open shut situation. Nothing in the organic world is, right? Nothing just abruptly ends without any trace and disappears. Anything that happens has its own unique reverberations and vibrations that then trickle out and affect things for however long they affect things. So just keep that in mind, because when we get into things like retrogrades, especially this one, and we have dates where it says, okay, this retrograde is over, it's a fuzzy over. It's not a hard stop. Even with Mercury retrograde, Mercury will be moving out of retrograde for solstice time. However, we'll still be in the aftershadow of that for another week or so. So everything has a graduated movement these days and all days, but it's important to remember that, because when we're in uncomfortable energy, we would really like for it to just stop, but that's not how it is. And it's important to remember that because it'll help you to adjust your expectations and also adjust your energy to start to align yourself with that thought process. Does that make sense? Because you are also in operation that way, okay? So if, for example, you have ended some things recently and you would really love for those endings to just be like this closed door, hard stop, no longer feeling anything about the situation, you're probably noticing that if you are able to accomplish that, it's because you're doing a really serious repress, right? And that's not what we really want to do anymore. So allowing yourself to continue to have your feelings and honor those feelings, respect your process, and know that you are indeed moving through that space in a healthy and normal way. It doesn't just have to end and you don't feel anything, because that's just not the human way, right? That's how machines are, and we're not machines. So with that being said, tomorrow closes the eclipse portal. You will really be feeling whatever these energies are that you got stirred up during this time, the past, 2 weeks or so. You will be feeling this for a while. Big things have happened. Some of them you may not even recognize yet, but this has been a big time for seeding. And tomorrow, during our new moon activation, we are going to really focus our energy on that seeding and foundation, because this new moon is, kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. So with all that being said, how are you? What is this feeling like in your body, in your life? If you are in situations right now where you feel like every time you open your mouth, you are masterfully misunderstood, just know that you are not the only one. And also remember that whatever you're receiving as far as confirmation or information about those situations that you are being consistently misunderstood in, please pay attention to that, okay? Yes, retrograde is exacerbating communication issues, but if you are having such a hard time with communication with certain people or certain areas in your life, that's because they were already there. So any area in your life where you're experiencing even more issues with connecting and communicating, it's because that's being amplified right now. So there was already an issue It's just now completely unworkable at the moment. So you may ask yourself, okay, so when retrograde calms down, it goes direct, Mercury goes direct, will I be able to communicate with these people or these situations in the way that I was before? I don't know. Will you? Will you be able to unknow what you know? Will you be able to unring all the bells that you have rung? Maybe. Do you want to? Because here's the thing. If you exit during solstice, you exit this time, this period of time, this split ramp up, and you decide to pull back all of the dissonant energy that you've been able to deal with, up until this point, that's going to be you restarting that loop, right? That's going to be you doing that rung on the spiral again. Totally your choice. Maybe you need a few more rides on that, but just be aware of it. Like, consciously make that decision. Don't just let it happen, because it's always happened. Don't just let things be there because they've always been there. Don't just jump into the same scenarios because you've always been in the same scenarios. Do you know what I'm saying? You can do different things. You can make different choices and make sure they feel good in your body and they feel good in your heart and they feel aligned with you. Okay? Tara says, give me all the blue throat crystals. Thank you for mentioning that, because I actually do want to talk about your throat chakra for just a moment this morning. Regardless, if you came here to be a person who speaks and is heard, and that's how you make changes, because some of us did come here to be in the public speaking arena in some way, shape, or form. Okay, totally, absolutely. As I sit here with my pants talking to you on a Wednesday morning. But throat chakra stuff for women right now is key. And here is why. Most of you listening in today, most of you women especially listening in today, have in your past lives been either persecuted or literally killed for speaking your truth, for receiving information, letting it come out, for feeling things in your heart, expressing them. It has not been safe for you to do that for a long, long time. You are now being asked to do that. You're being told it's safe to do that. And everything in your body and all of your DNA and all those programs you have stored in there are kind of like, okay, but remember what happened last time? We're still afraid of heights. And that's a lot to move through and to process. But every time you speak, you heal parts of your past trauma. Because, as I think I said this yesterday during the Merkaba thing, but you're here in this point, right? Time is not linear. Things are happening all over the place all the time. But your consciousness is active at this point, okay? That means everything you do in this now moment is affecting all the other timelines that you're involved in. So what are you going to do? Every time you move past a throat chakra blockage and actually speak your truth, no matter how terrifying, strange, or soft your voice is, you are making huge, huge healing strides for you and your entire lineage. Past, present, future, sideways, upside down, whatever. It's big stuff. So honor your process here and be patient and kind to yourself. But also don't stop. Don't stop. Surround yourself with people who support your expression. People who are not intimidated by the bigness that you are now bringing to the table. Because unfortunately, a lot of people are intimidated by bigness, right? Including us. We're intimidated by it to a certain degree. I'm sure many of you understand what it feels like to be intimidated by your own bigness. And thus, wanting to be accepted by those around you who are also intimidated by bigness has made you very small indeed. You have cramped yourself into a box so that you don't die. And now you're being opened up. The box is being removed from around you. Your bigness is ready to be there, to be loud, to be proud, to say this is who I am, and to take up some fucking space, right? Take up your space. And anybody who comes into contact with that energy and that bigness that you're bringing out, and they don't like it, and they feel uncomfortable, and they feel like they have to try to shut you down, see yourself out of my energy field, friends. Lots of love, but we don't have time for that. And on the flip side, if you find yourself feeling intimidated by somebody else's bigness, here is what I would suggest to you. Talk about it. Open the conversation. Go to that person and say, hey, there's something about you that is so triggering to me. You are so good at this, you're so good at that, and it makes me feel less than for some reason. And I want to talk this through. Guess what's going to happen? One of two things. That person is either going to look at you like you are an alien with 3 heads and does not understand the words you're saying, which is totally possible during this energy, or they're going to say, wow, thank you for saying that to me. Let's talk about it. And you're going to have a conversation that breaks through a barrier and creates connection. We are here to connect with people. That's what we're here to do. Make connections with people. Boop, boop, boop. That's literally what we're here to do. Every time we create a connection with another person, the energy that is born from that connection creates around us, right? It's the frequency, the vibration. And that's what we came here to do. So we're not here to kind of partition ourselves off from each other and stay in our boxes. But during this time, we do have to be really protective of this fledgling energy that's just picking up speed and learning how to be big again. So during this time, when you are on wobbly new legs, right? Just make sure that the people around you are very supportive of what you're doing, of what you're learning to do, and of who you are. And then you'll be great. And when you're strong enough and so confident in yourself that nobody can break your stride, that's when you say, okay, I can kind of get out here and like do some work in this area with these people who are intimidated by me, because I know I don't need to have that projected onto me and accept it, okay? But for right now, especially during this time of retrograde until we hit summer solstice, protect your energy. Be really mindful of that. You deserve it. Remember Taurus energy and give yourself lots of naps and snacks. Treat yourself like the queen or king that you are, and honor your own presence. Treat yourself like the VIP in your life, because you actually are the VIP in your life, like the most very important person, right? How do you treat yourself? When you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling great, what are you going to do to make yourself feel more comfortable? How are you going to accommodate your needs like you would accommodate somebody else's needs? And that's what you need to be focusing on during this time, okay? So Jean says, my oracle card pull from last night shining through, all about being seen, heard, and no longer making myself small just to belong. Amen to that. Amen to that, okay? So you guys, it's such big energy. It's just, but it's also like, I wonder if you guys are feeling this, but no matter what's going on this week, I have this feeling that something is about to happen. Like, it's just like this, what's about to happen? What's coming? Who's landing? Blah, 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 who's on the way? And I just keep like feeling that, like, what's about to happen? And it doesn't feel bad at all. It feels very exciting. Like, ooh, like somebody's gonna send me a really cool present and I have no idea what it is, but like, I can't wait to get it. And I'm interested to see what energy comes through with that as we move into the new moon and the eclipse tomorrow. Now, Restoration Inner Sanctum members, our call is at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, Eastern Standard Time. If you can at all make it live, please, please, please do. When you are there live, it like really, really pumps me up and gets me going. So I love it when you can just be live. If you're not part of Restoration/Inner Sanctum, you can join for free using code ACTIVATE, as always. So you can find that on my website. I've linked it on the Facebook thing, and you can join, and then you'll be able to hop into the call with us tomorrow. It is recorded, so it is always sent to you if you can't make it live. But again, if you can make it live, please, please, please do. And as an added bonus, if you join tomorrow, you are grandfathered in to the Inner Sanctum app once that is launched at the end of the month at the highest tier. And guys, when I say that this app is gonna be awesome, I really freaking mean it. Like, you won't even have to, if you don't want to, you won't have to go on Instagram or Facebook to see any of my stuff. All of my posts will be on there. There's gonna be tons of free content and 3 different levels that you can bounce around between. Like, it's just, it's gonna be so good. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Anyway, now it's time for card pulls. And Jennifer, I do know it's your birthday tomorrow. I would not forget that. Okay, so we're gonna do sensory card pulls. Do you know what we're doing? We're gonna do touch today. Okay, we're gonna do touch today. So we're gonna do faux fur. Okay, so faux fur. We're gonna do springy, bouncy forest moss. So faux fur, moss, and tall grass. So pick faux fur, moss, or tall grass. Which one is resonating with you? Let me know in the comments, and I will start shuffling the cards. So excited. This deck is just, it's so good. It says, coffee is like Friday in a mug. Let's pretend it says coffee and magic. Ooh, we have a lot of moss today. Looks like everybody's phone wants to call moss miss. That's funny. Okay, and so for those of you who are picking 2, you know what to do. It's a dual message. Dual message. And if you're just popping on, we're about to start sensory card pulls. You're choosing between faux fur, moss, and tall grass. Okay. Oh my god, do you just love sensory card pulls? I need to TM these. I love them. Okay. All right, you guys, do you have your choices? We're starting with faux fur. And Kim, I saw your comment. I meant to respond to you. I also got this from Graceful Heart. It's my favorite place to go get Oracle decks. Best ever. Again, if you're just joining, I haven't pulled yet. These are sensory card pulls. You're choosing from the sensation touch of faux fur, moss, or tall grass. Go ahead and drop your selection into the comments. Okay, so starting with faux fur, you have the card that is number 26, and it's called Mystic Meadow. Ooh, Mystic Meadow. Mystic Meadow. How beautiful. It's like a little fairy tale going on around here. Okay, oh, sorry. Oh, come here. All right. Let me see what this one says. So it says Mystic Meadow Sanctuary. It's number 26. And again, this is your faux fur people. This card appears as a reminder to replenish your inner resources. It's time to renew your energy and make tending to your own needs a priority. Practice extreme self-care. Protect yourself from less than positive influences in your life. What did we just say? The message here is to take shelter, retreat into your home, or spend time in places and with people where you feel at home. Mend physical objects, organize your possessions, and heal relationships. There is the possibility of a huge spurt of energy in the future. Solstice! But unless you take this time to create foundations and nourish yourself, you might be overwhelmed by it all and miss the opportunities available to you later. This card can also mean that blooming and expansion are at hand, flowering success awaits you, healing energy is growing, and beautiful things are to come. That is faux fur. And I think we all should take a little bit of faux fur with us this morning, because that is a very on the nose message for today. Practice extreme self-care, my friends. All right, next one is the moss. Let's see what we got. And then putting that card back in just in case it wants to come out again. Okay, this is number 44. Again, this is moss, and it is toadstools growth. Can you even with this deck though? It's so good. Toadstool growth. Okay, let's see, number 44. I know y'all like that number. I like it too. Things that have been incubating beneath the surface are going to be coming to fruition. Solstice! Get clear on your goals and dreams because rapid growth is ahead. Be ready. For these projects to come to a fruition, you must first be starkly honest about what you want. Ask yourself, is this what I really want? Believe in miracles. Also, in the time ahead, you might discover a new spiritual guru or step into a new spiritual path. You might find that you're providing expansive spiritual growth for others simply by being who you are. Make sure that your foundations are in place because once this growth begins, you'll be in for a journey of a lifetime. Fungi are ancient and were the first organisms to leave the water and initiate life on Earth 1.3 billion years ago. In the forest, their interconnected filament-like roots provide protein-rich food and life for the entire forest. This seemingly humble ancestor to the toadstool is so essential that none of our native conifers could survive without the life-giving qualities of their roots. Their ability to grow and survive throughout all time speaks of your ability to grow and thrive no matter what life brings. I'm saying, mycelium for the win. All right, my friends. So that's number 44. So far, all messages are pointing in the same direction. All right, next up, tall grass. And this is tall grass. This is number 3, aspen spirit, courage. Nice. Let's see what it says. 3. If the aspen spirit has shown up in your life today, it brings a message of courage, protection, community, and the ability to face and overcome obstacles in life. Know that you are protected and you are safe. You are ready to step forward with courage and grace no matter what seems to be blocking your way. The aspen's network of roots is a sign that you should be open to support from others. Combine your effort with like-minded individuals. You don't need to do it all alone. This may be a good time to bond with people over a creative project or a community endeavor. In Celtic tradition, the aspen was associated with community, endurance, and protection. The Celts chose the wood of the aspen tree to make their battle shields to protect them from spiritual as well as physical harm. It sheltered the soul from its deepest fears. Aspen was thought to be the teacher of fearlessness and carried a message of strength in facing the unknown. Well, I must say, I'm quite a fan of this deck, and I'm quite a fan of all three messages that came through this morning, because that's our vibe, friends, right? So feel it. I'm excited to connect with you tomorrow night. Reminder, there's obviously no live channeling because I'll be doing the activation call during that time. And again, I hope to see as many of you as possible during the call so you can pump me up, get me all crazy, and we can activate the shit out of this new moon and solar eclipse. Very exciting stuff. I love you all. I hope you have a very awesome Wednesday. Is there something else I needed to tell you? I don't think so. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow night, okay? Goodbye, my friends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.